You talked to me about Kalia Copper's debut at home and how much did it mean to the team tonight in the victory?
It makes a huge difference to have her on the court. I mean, she draws 3 people every time she drives it to the basket, and she's just so fast and finesse with it and spreads the floor. So, I mean, I'm just happy we're all back together.
So that was kind of as perfect a game as you can get on both sides of the ball against a really, really elite team. And for you, when you see the game plan being executed to that level, what does it say about the conversations being had and just what you're doing right, practice and so forth?
Yeah, I think, you're just paying attention to what the coaches present us, knowing the scout, knowing what's going to be open against them and how they defend. So credit to our team. We're growing in that area, and hopefully we can continue.
Behind the back, step back trays. I mean, you're giving it everything out there, and you're showing us this crazy toolbox. What does that say about what you've been working on all year? We've seen you go first one in, last one out of the Mercury practice facility. What's it been like for you to see it on the court all year long?
I feel like those 2 beat me on the first one in, so
Say the first.
yeah, I'm like, they're there, the cars are there. No, I don't know. I just really work hard. I really work hard, and I really enjoy just playing alongside amazing players. And then things come easier. When you have greatness around you, things come easier. And if you keep working on your game and never stop believing in yourself, then you'll just have your moment to shine.
Veterans seeing Satou be the unicorn. What does that mean, or what does that meant to you to see that yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting to see her thrive here. She does. She works really, really hard. She seeks that feedback out, and she takes on, any of the sort of critical feedback we give her as well. I've said this before, like she wants to be the best version of herself, and that means that sometimes. So I've been really proud of her. Like every single game, I think she takes steps forward for us, and it's really fun to play with her.
AT, I asked and Sami about this yesterday in terms of the team's selflessness, and I just want to ask you from your own perspective, what do you think makes this team so selfless?
Like I always say, no one has to take tough shots. I think when you just read what the defense is giving you, I think an open shot is better than anything. And when you have so many shooters like that, it just makes it that much more easier.
But Alyssa, Sami, and Satou, you guys have all been in the league for a while now. Have you ever seen 2 back-to-back shooting performance nights like what you guys have done the last 2 games?
I have not. At
Well, it was
least
the
on my-
first time in WNBA history, right?
Yeah.
So I guess so. No.
Is that your question?
Like having in those trail possessions, having someone like Alyssa that's gonna get downhill that is gonna find you when you're trailing.
Yeah, I think every single game we're getting more used to each other, and her finding these cuts, but also finding these passes helps a lot. I mean, they have to keep her honest, right? When they guard me, they have to keep me honest. Sami's out there shooting in like split seconds. So everyone is on edge also when they defend us. So, yeah, just being able to feed and read off each other, it makes my life easier.
You're in a unique position where you play against one of your siblings, and both of you are at a caliber. You spend a lot of time on the floor together. A couple times tonight, you took it right at her. How do you go about developing that kind of competitive mindset where it doesn't matter who's in front of you, friend, former teammate, sister, that you're going to go and you're going to attack it 100%?
I mean, if I go light against her, that would be a disrespectful act. So I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go hard at my sis. She goes hard at me, and I think it just shows mutual respect because we have to keep each other honest. And like she had a great game against us today, and obviously like that makes me happy when she makes her buckets, but it always makes me happier when we're up.
The 3-point shot has been just a hallmark of the offense all season. How important is it to get that advantage from behind the arc?
Yeah, I think it's massive for us. It's a big part of, I think, what fuels our offense in general. And we know we're going to generate really good threes. Obviously, it's great when they're going in, but for us, like AT said, it's about getting really good open looks, the best shot. We're not always focused on the sort of result of them. It's can we get those shots? And we know they're going to drop eventually. So we're able to do that then when we get stopped. So that's been our biggest focus, I think, just getting stopped so we can run.
Listen, we talked to Coach a little bit about this. Obviously, with chemistry, we talk a lot about that spiritual sense and the locker room sense, but really basketball wise, how have you seen that come along the past few games specifically?
Yeah, I mean, I think it started in training camp. Just everybody buying into, what we wanted to do this season. no one had been talking about us, but, we don't care. We're going to do what we do each and every day. And I think that's what's so special about it is that everyone's on board. We go out there each and every day and compete.
Talk to me about the defense on the Liberty's offense tonight and what do you guys rate it?
Our defense?
Yeah.
I mean, I think, we had some slip ups here and there. When we messed up, they got easy shots. But when we were locked in playing the scout, I mean, we made it very difficult for them. They have great players. They're going to hit shots, but our job is just to make them hard.
Just talk about all the work you put in to get to where you're shooting the way you are right now, because it wasn't necessarily that way the first X number of games early on.
Yeah, I mean, I played basketball for a long time and I think, like you make shots, you miss shots, you can't always control it. But I'm going to prepare the same way and get in the gym and do the same things and take the same open shots. And it was, it was a really, it was nice for me that everyone was encouraging me to shoot still. My teammates were still finding me. I still believed in them and I'm still going to shoot them. Obviously, I knew the tide was going to turn, just mathematically kind of had to. Like it felt that way at least. But no, like, I thought I was getting really good shots and that was what I was focusing on. I liked the shots I was taking.
How many do you take in 5 weeks? How many did you take?
Yeah, and I'd shot, like over 10,000 shots. So like I wasn't really worried about it. But again, it was, I was getting the most open looks I've had in my entire career. So I knew they would fall and it's nice that they've started to.
Alyssa, as someone that's usually facilitating the offense, you've seen a lot of different types of people guarding Satou over the course of the game. Start with bigs, they end up with guards, and they're just kind of trying to figure out what works. What are you seeing in that kind of creates an advantage for her, but also for the rest of the team around you?
Yeah, I mean, I think you see a lot of people trying different things. New York today, they matched up very differently than the first game. But, like I said, our job is to get easy shots for her. It doesn't matter if it's post guard, we're going to put her in a position to be successful and have an easy one.
Did you guys know after the third quarter that you already had 16 threes and you were one off the record, or is that something going through your head?
No.
Satou, for me personally, the depth is still kind of astonishing. It feels like 1 through 15, 1 through 13. Everyone who gets on the court is being productive. What has that been like for you and I guess y'all when you're on the court and everyone's gonna bring something to the table?
I mean, that's a luxury we have, right? Like we have a really stacked team. We're somewhat healthy. We can't wait for Lex to be back, but everyone can play and everyone can be on their court. That's not the case for every single team. So we are definitely not taking that for granted right now and just reaping the benefits.
We're gonna end with Mike Vaughn.
Yeah, this is a question for Satou, please. A little bit similar to the question of Sami. Can you just talk about the confidence you have to maintain as a three-point shooter? Because as 2 games ago, you were 0 of 8 and you were 1 of 5 before that. So that's 1 of 13. The last 2 games, you're 9 of 13. That takes a lot of confidence and I know a lot of practice, but can you just talk about being able to do that when you have some rough games to not lose your confidence from behind the arc?
It makes you really confident when your teammates tell you to shoot if you've only been hesitant for a second. So just the comfort received from my teammates is tremendous. And then, like Sami said, numbers don't lie. I'm a really good shooter and I believe in that. And I work on them. So I work on my shots. Now, if I wouldn't work on my shot, then my confidence would probably go down a little bit.
Thank you.
Okay.